We have action.
Hi, I'm Marina and I'm here with Steve Mason.
Hello.
So, when did you arrive at Glastonbury?
About 10 o'clock.
So have you been able to catch any bands?
No, I've just been doing press and stuff like that. Sorry about that.
No worries.
No, just been doing bits of press and stuff.
So you played at Glastonbury a few times before?
Yeah.
Which has been your best year?
It's always been really good. I mean, the 2 times I did it with the beta band, we did it at the other stage, and it was always right at the time when the sun was kind of going down. So
right
it's
now
very
it's
beautiful.
really hot.
Yeah, it's boiling.
Sweating
Yeah.
here.
So I mean, yeah, it's always good. It's always just a different experience every time. So yeah.
Is this your first year under Steve Mason?
Yeah.
And so Boys Outside was released last month. I'm sure you get asked this a lot, but what's the inspiration behind it?
That's a really hard question. It's a really hard question to answer because it's kind of just all I do is make music. So I don't know where it comes. It just comes from my life, really. It's just I just write about what's going on in my life the whole time. So
what songs are most personal to you?
they're all. Every single one is like a little snapshot of what was going on in my head at a specific time. But Boys Outside and I Let Her In are probably the 2 most obvious examples. And The Letter.
So who are you most looking forward to seeing at Glastonbury?
Me.
Are there any artists who you're really looking forward to seeing?
No, just me.
That's great.
It's all about me.
So what's your favourite thing apart from the acts? What's your favourite thing about Glastonbury?
Eat and sell drugs to people and make money.
Lots of that going around.
Yeah. I don't really know. It's just when it's a nice day. It's just a nice day out, isn't it? It's just a nice day out.
It's actually boiling.
Yeah, very hot.
So what are the rest of your summer plans?
Pretty much doing most of the festivals throughout the summer, and then just doing like a tour, probably October, something like that. But mostly just playing pretty much every weekend at most festivals.
Okay, so if there was one TV box set which you could take with you to Desert Island, what would it be?
If there was one
TV box set.
TV box set, probably Boys from the Black Stuff. You know what that is?
No.
It's about unemployment.
No idea.
It's about unemployment in Liverpool in the 1980s. That's great.
So is it true that you got in trouble once with the FBI for your political statements?
Yeah. I told 40,000 Americans to shoot the president.
Which president was it?
Bush just got in first time. Bush Jr.
Were you in America?
Yeah, in Texas.
And what happened to you?
This guy got together a petition in the audience to get me deported from the country and sent it to the FBI and the CIA.
He wasn't successful though?
No, it wasn't successful, but we got banned from MTV, Top of the Pops, and various other things for about a year.
Were you really?
I was annoyed.
When you said the statements, did you expect something to happen?
I think it's more important to say it rather than to think of the consequences, you know? It's very... Guys, well, he was, or still is, when he was in power, an absolute lunatic, you know? And caused untold amounts of death and grimness for everyone all over the world the whole time. So if they'd only listened to me, everything would be a lot better.
And what are your opinions on the current government?
It's a complete waste of time. It's a sideshow to what's really going on. We shouldn't be voting on who's the Prime Minister. We should be voting on who's in charge of the Bank of England. It's not the Bank of England runs this country. The banks run this country, not the governments. All that politics stuff is a sideshow. It's meaningless. That's why nothing ever changes over the years, because the governments aren't in power. Governments never do and never really create or make any decisions that are worthwhile. The whole thing's just a whole big jumbled muddle to make everyone just so befuddled by what the hell's going on. That's why they all talk in riddles, to make us feel like, you know, you don't understand what's going on, but there's nothing to understand, it's just nonsense.
Okay, well obviously you're a very opinionated man. What are the few topics which really get to you, the most controversial topics in your opinion?
Well, what's controversial to someone else is not necessarily controversial to me. I think, you know, for example, that George Bush should have been and Tony Blair should be hung from a lamppost.
What did you dislike the most about Tony Blair?
He's a lying, warmongering, self-serving piece of shit.
That's going to be censored. No, it won't be. It's going straight onto YouTube. Okay, but what kind of are your pet peeves then as such? Like
Lying, warmongering pieces of shit. That's one of my main ones. I don't have any small ones. Small things don't tend to bother me anymore. They used to when I was younger, but small things don't bother me anymore now. As long as I'm sort of sorted out, I've got food in my belly, my girlfriend's happy, making just enough money to put some food on my table, then things are all right with me. It's the big bastards ruling the world that annoy me, because it's a small, very small group of people making an awful lot of money while the rest of us.
Okay, well, smaller things, for example, I hate people really slowly in front of me. That really gets to me.
Yeah, you see, that things like that don't really bother me. Things like that don't really bother me. No, not really. No, I struggle to. I mean, if I'm doing an interview with someone like you, I wouldn't be wanting to talk about stuff like that because it's just so unimportant. I mean, I'm not trying to make you feel like an idiot. I'm really not. But it's like if someone's bothering to interview me, then I'm not going to talk about how. I'm scared of tiny little spiders or people walking in front of me.
On the topic of interviews, do you feel like you always have to kind of have a persona and you always have to be happy in them? Or
well,
is there pressure?
no, I used to be the king of the miserable interview.
I read some of them.
Yeah, but the thing is, I wasn't really. I just wanted to be asked some questions. That's all it was, you know. Plus, I used to suffer from manic depression, so it was never really, I was never really the ideal interview candidate. But
so in interviews, did you feel like I have to be happy?
No. I was just myself. I'm always just myself. Always just myself. I've never put on an act at all for anything. So yeah, but that's that's good in some instances. But if you are feeling down and you're not feeling particularly talkative, it's not great to then go and do
Well, you seem a lot happier estate now.
I'm very high.
On life.
No, I'm a lot better now. I'm sorting myself out a lot more and spend a lot of time kind of working through the crevices of my mind and doing a lot of repair work. So yeah, I feel.
So what's your current state of mind?
Very healthy, angry and healthy.
Always gonna have that anger.
Yeah, absolutely.
And finally, what is one thing you'd like to achieve before you die that isn't music related?
I'd like to see all the banks broken up into very small banks run by local people.
It's quite a unique theory.
Trust me, it would have a dramatic effect on your life.
Well, thank you very much, Steve. It was great to meet you.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
There you go.